Okay, so if you missed this activity in class, I'm going to walk you through it. You can follow along, but you should create it yourself, submit it to the classroom, and you'll have to think about the properties on your own. So when I look at the activity, activity A, part 3, part 1 says, in this order, create these points. So A is 2, so I'm selecting the point tool. 2, negative 2. 12, negative 2. Oh, what's going on here? That's B, and C is 4, 8. 6, 7, 8. So there's C. I can now zoom in a little bit here. I'm going to create this triangle. You can create it as a polygon, or you could create it with line segments. That would work as well. There we go. Okay. I'm going to hide some of these labels. So I'm just going to turn them off. I want to see A, B, and C, but I don't need the rest of it. Okay, the next part, it says to create midpoints of each. So again, if I do this in order, then my points will be named the same as the instructions. So I'll start with this one. That'll make point D. And then this one will make point E. And this one will make point F. Next, I'm going to do part 2 and part 3 now. It says to use a polygon tool, but I actually think it's better to use the line segment tool. So that's this one here, line segment. Again, that'll keep everything nice and clear. It won't have a lot of extra stuff in it. You could do lines, but you'll just have a little bit more stuff on the screen than you need. So I'm going to make them again in order. I'll just start. I don't think it matters, but I'll start from A. Oops, what happened? I'm going to delete that. Okay, try that again. From A to E, from B to F, and from C to D. And again, I'm going to turn those off. I can select them all and get rid of the label. Oh, no, I wanted that label. Turn this one off. You can see over here, these numbers are the lengths of those line segments. So line segment A, if I select it, it becomes dark. So that's line segment A. And this is the length of line segment A. So it's got a lot of information on the side here that you can read if you need to. Shows me line segment F, G, H, and you can turn the label on and put it straight on the picture, but for now I think we're fine. Okay, so I have made all 3 medians, something I think fairly obvious, apparent. So I'm going to put a point here. Notice when I take my mouse and I hover and they all go dark, if I click a point, it will put the point at the intersection of all of those lines. Okay, so there's point G, it's the intersection. And then at this point, you can drag this around and sort of see what happens to line segment G. I'm going to put it back where it was. Next, it says, the instructions say, so this is going to be part 6 using the area tool. We're going to calculate areas of 2 of the smaller polygons that use BF as the base. That's what it says. So just for a moment, I'm going to turn off some of these other line segments. So I think I don't want that one and I don't want that one yet. So I'm going to make a new polygon from A to B to F, and then I have to close it back to A to actually create it. And then from B to C to F and back again to B to create it. I'm going to go ahead and turn off some more of these labels. Okay, and because I've turned off some of the other line segments, you don't see them, I can show them again, but for now I'm going to leave them off. And I don't really need to look at G at this point either. So we're just looking at this. So you can see I made that triangle. These are the triangles that have BF as their base. One of the edges is BF. Remember, BF was a median of the original triangle from B to the midpoint of AC, so that's a median. And I can drag this around and it'll continue to be the median, or I can drag this and it'll continue to be the median as long as I've created everything properly. Put it back in its spot, and there we go. And if I want to make the area, here's the area tool. I simply select it and click, and I've got my two areas listed and labeled. Move them out of the way a little bit. Area of BCF, triangle BCF, and area of ABF, triangle ABF. And then the instructions say to drag the vertices. So if it were me, I would select point A, drag it around, then select point B, drag it around, then select point C, drag it around, try all of them, see what happens, and then draw your own conclusions from there. So I will let you make that shape in your own GeoGebra app and play with it a little bit to see if you can draw some conclusions.